James Shields was an Irish-American Democratic politician and United States Army officer, who was the only person in United States history to serve as a U.S. Senator for 3 different states. Shields represented Illinois from 1849 to 1855 in the 31st, 32nd, and 33rd Congresses, Minnesota from 1858 to 1859 in the 35th Congress, and Missouri in 1879 in the 45th Congress. He also served as Illinois Auditor of Public Accounts from 1841 to 1843 and as Commissioner of the General Land Office from 1845 to 1847. Biography. Early life and career. A descendant of the O'Sead clan, Shields was born in Altmore, County Tyrone, in what is now Northern Ireland. His uncle, also named James Shields and also born in Ireland, was a congressman from Ohio. The younger Shields immigrated to the United States around 1826 and settled in Kaskaskia, Randolph County, Illinois, where he studied and later practiced law. He served as a member of the Illinois House of Representatives, beginning to serve in 1836, and then as an Illinois Supreme Court Justice and in 1839 as the state auditor. Duel with Abraham Lincoln. Shields almost fought a duel with Abraham Lincoln on September 22, 1842. Lincoln had published an inflammatory letter in a Springfield, Illinois, newspaper. The Sangamon Journal poked fun at Shields, the state auditor. Lincoln's future wife and her close friend continued writing letters about Shields without his knowledge, taking offense to the articles. Shields demanded satisfaction, and the incident escalated to the two parties meeting on an island located between Missouri and Illinois called Bloody Island to participate in a duel. Lincoln took responsibility for the articles and accepted the duel. Lincoln had the opportunity to choose the weapon for the duel and he selected the cavalry broadsword, as Shields was an excellent marksman. Just prior to engaging in combat, Lincoln made it a point to demonstrate his advantage by easily cutting a branch just above Shields' head. The two participants' seconds intervened and were able to convince the two men to cease hostilities, on the grounds that Lincoln had not written the letters. Mexican-American War. Subsequently, Shields served as a judge of the Illinois Supreme Court, and as Commissioner of the U.S. General Land Office. On July 1, 1846, he was commissioned a Brigadier General of Volunteers to fight in the Mexican-American War. He served under Zachary Taylor along the Rio Grande. He commanded the 3rd Brigade Volunteer Division at the battles of Veracruz and Cerro Gordo, where he was wounded. He returned to fight at the battles of Contreras and Churubusco, his brigade now part of the 4th Division. He was again wounded at the Battle of Chapultepec. Senator from Illinois. Following the war, on August 14, 1848, he was nominated by President Polk, and confirmed by the United States Senate to serve as governor of Oregon Territory that was created that same day. However, he declined the position and Joseph Lane was nominated and became the first governor of the new territory. He resigned to run for the Senate from Illinois. His election was voided by the Senate on the grounds that he had not been United States citizen for the 9 years required by the United States Constitution, having been naturalized October 21, 1840. He returned to Illinois and campaigned for re-election, and won the special election to replace himself, and was then seated. He was the editor of the 1854 book, A History of Illinois, from its commencement as a state in 1818 to 1847. A bronze statue of Shields, in the uniform of a major general, was given by the state of Illinois in 1893 to the U.S. Capitol. The statue is the work of artist Leonard W. Falk, and is displayed the Hall of Columns. Senator from Minnesota. In 1855, he was defeated for re-election, so he moved to Minnesota to inspect some lands he had been awarded there in return for his military service. He arranged for Irish immigrants to move from the East Coast to Minnesota, settling in Rice and LeSueur counties. Shields himself founded Shieldsville, Minnesota, and was also involved in the early settlement of Faribault, Minnesota. When Minnesota achieved statehood in 1858, Shields was put forward as a compromise candidate for U.S. Senator along with Henry Mower Rice. The two drew straws to determine who would serve out the longer and shorter terms. Shields drew the short straw and thus served only a year from 1858 to 1859, losing his re-election bid to Morton S. Wilkinson. American Civil War. Shields then moved to California and served as a brigadier general of volunteers from that state during the American Civil War. He commanded the 2nd Division of the 5th Corps Army of the Potomac during the Valley Campaign of 1862. He was wounded at the Battle of Kernstown on March 22, 1862, but his troops inflicted the only tactical defeat of General Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson during the campaign. The day after Kernstown, he was promoted to Major General, but the promotion was withdrawn, reconsidered, and then finally rejected. His overall performance in the rest of the Valley campaign was poor enough that he resigned his commission, and his departure was not resisted by the War Department. Senator from Missouri. In 1863, he moved to Mexico and operated mines, and then to Wisconsin, but in 1866 moved to Missouri, where he served as member of the Missouri State House of Representatives, and as Railroad Commissioner. In 1879, he was elected to fill the seat left vacant by the death of Senator Louis V. Bogie. He served only 3 months and declined to run for re-election. Death. Shields died in Ottumwa, Iowa on June 1, 1879. He is buried in St. Mary's Cemetery, Carrollton, Missouri. He represents Illinois in the National Statuary Hall.